This is a public service announcement. I'm hurting right now because they're saying words at the same time. They're sharing Eskimo sister stories. They went to lunch without me. And here the fuck I am not knowing who Dexter is. We got a new episode of Say Less with Kaz, Low, and Rosy. Mandi joins us as we talk about LeBron throwing out the whites. Kevin Hart, is it a true story? And we pay our respects to Virgil. Rest in peace. Let's go. Welcome back to another episode of Say Less. I'm Lowkey. This is my co-host, Rosy.
Are you?
Yes, I shaved my beard off to make sure I have healthier.
Beard is men's makeup.
Yeah, I mean, I still look good, so I'm good. You know what I mean?
It is men's makeup.
I still look very attractive.
Two different people.
No, I still look very attractive, so don't get it fucked up.
Two different people.
I'm still that nigga. We have a very special guest in the building because, you know, Kaz is tending to his beautiful baby girl that was born November 23rd. So beautiful, so precious.
Oh my God.
So congratulations to Kaz, Jazz, the entire family. We are praying for you. We love you. Come back when you're ready. Now, we got the homie in the building. See, like I was a little.
Hold on. So last week we had White Kaz.
We had White Kaz, aka Rory.
And now
AKA
you have
Rory.
half white Kaz.
Now we have, yes, we have
Half white and Jamaican
We have
Kaz.
biracial Kaz.
We have biracial Kaz.
We have biracial Kaz.
Also a female.
Also, yes. Mandi,
What's up, y'all?
what is popping?
Oh my God! Like,
And I was very, very hesitant because I'm like, I remember I did y'all shit once. Early.
But I already called you out at a party at that. The one time you did my pod, it wasn't with me. I was not
that's right.
there.
Yeah, I did your pod. Yeah,
And then
she wasn't. She
also,
was gone.
but
She
then
was
you
gone.
don't even know we were out. This was the Rotimi listening party, and of course, he also checked me with the fact that he is the only member of Say Less that has not been on See the Thing Is.
I forgot.
Because-
Yes, I forgot we had that. We were at the cabin.
We were at the cabin.
Yes.
And we were pretty lit by that point. We were just talking. I don't even know about what at that point.
Right.
But we definitely talked
And it
about
came up.
how
Yeah.
he's like, yo,
I'm
but
like,
I feel away.
You had Rosie over there.
And Kaz.
You had Kaz over there, and I'm just chopped liver.
What
like,
about
nothing.
me?
Yeah, like, so. And here she is doing our shit, and I still have not been over there.
All right,
First
so
off,
you
see,
were
the thing
coming.
is-
See, the thing is, you wanted to wait until we were a little more independent. So that is why.
Yes. Yes.
And
You wouldn't have liked it anyway.
And mind
Yeah,
you,
that was very true. That was
in
very true.
independence, we have a whole new team over there. So this whole first month we have been just me and Bridget being solo,
Yeah.
and now we're bringing back our friends with benefits.
Okay.
So you are more than welcome to join us.
I appreciate it.
However, we got to
Thank you.
talk about scheduling because y'all record the same days as us.
Listen, man. Everybody in the pod universe records on Mondays.
seemed like
so it's
it.
like we got to just bounce around and go to this studio, that studio. But fuck all that. I'm glad you're here because
Me too.
we really going to get to the shits today.
No, I already know. And I'm
Right?
ready.
And
I'm
I was
ready.
a little scared, but I'm like, you know what? Let me sit in the hot seat and let me direct this whole conversation because she's a wild one. He says some wild shit. My mouth is slippery.
And y'all know mine is
And
reckless.
we got the queen
Mine is
of the
reckless.
slippery. So speaking of that,
Queen
you
of
know,
slippery, actually. I like that.
Oh, no.
You
Don't
like that?
tell everyone how wet I am.
Oh, my
Queen
God.
of slippery.
Don't
But
give
no,
her-
No, I got to. I'm
gave
giving
me
her
that.
so many layups today.
He said, here you go.
Right
Listen.
here, right off the backboard. But if anybody was watching LeBron play the Pacers a couple days ago, there was an incident where a white couple that was sitting courtside had some
White
things.
couple.
I mean, well, you know, a couple that was white, whatever it is.
Regardless, we're talking about
Yeah,
the whites.
had some
The
shit.
whites.
The whites had some shit to say to LeBron, and clearly LeBron heard whatever was said
Only
to
half
him.
of Mandi's is offended.
and he came right over to the courtside and pointed them out and got them ejected. I'm
He
sure-
like every badass kid. in
Yeah,
school.
everyone has
Them,
seen the
right
clip.
there.
Can I just tell you what's wild about this now that you're playing? They were in overtime with only 2.5 minutes left.
Yes.
And he
That's how
made
he
this
was
a
like-
big deal.
That's how petty.
Mind you, they were up by 3. Your focus needs to be making
On
sure
winning,
you're
y'all.
on clutch and winning
No.
this game because
His
you're still
focus
only
is
one
get
possession.
the- look at her face.
But you are one possession away from it being a tied game, possibly going into double overtime.
Well, that's multitasking
You-
right
Yeah,
there.
but your focus is the motherfuckers on the sideline, and I was gonna say niggas on the sideline, but that's not what they were.
But all right, so let's see. All right,
Well,
so
we don't know
now,
what they were saying, though.
All right, so that leads into my thing with you.
Yes.
We don't know what they were saying. But you have an experience sitting
so here's the thing.
courtside.
Yes. And I'm going to go ahead and give names because I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
So this was at the Barclays Center. I sat courtside for a Nets-Pacers game. But this was probably like 2014, 2015. I'm lying. It's not Nets Pacers. I went to that game too, but I was just lusting.
Cleveland?
No, it was actually Nuts.
Nuts?
But,
Bro,
so
you can get to that talk, but like,
So you are
hold
lusting.
on.
No, so it was the Brooklyn Nets versus the Kings.
Nuts.
It was Sacramento Kings.
Sacramento Kings, all right.
And so the whole time I'm with my homeboy and I'm talking just hella shit
Right.
on the about the team. And so after
About
I knew
which
one,
team?
Yeah, who are you talking
I
shit
was
about?
talking shit about the Kings.
Okay.
So at the time, I'm friends with quite a bit of players on the Kings.
All right.
I had just moved to New York maybe 2 or 3 years before, but I used to like party with all these guys in Miami. So I'm sitting courtside at the Nets game. It was around the holidays, so I would assume December, around the Christmas games. And I'm talking so much shit about specifically DeMarcus Cousins.
Oh.
Just because.
Boogie?
Yes.
Boogie?
So I'm talking shit
Not
about Boogie.
Boogie
Me and
Cousins.
Boogie had already had beef. I had cease and desist letters sent to me back when I was doing my blog because there was a
okay.
nude pic leak on him, and he claimed I cost him millions. If it was big, he wouldn't have had a problem. But
Oh.
anyways,
Whoa.
so there was just
See,
a lot of that.
didn't see that coming.
5 minutes in, we already.
No, so
Jesus.
it wouldn't have been like there was clearly conversations and cease and desist and things going on with me and his legal team already, and I was just like, "You're being extra."
Boo.
This
You're
was-
like, boo.
You're being extra. This was posted on another blog. I just reposted it, quite like what TMZ does and what a lot of blogs do. They gather evidence and
Just put it out there.
and just put it out
Right.
there, and that's what I did. But I knew the whole team, so they all saw it from my blog, and it was an issue.
Right.
So, anyways, I'm sitting courtside. I'm just talking shit the whole time because I think he a fuck nigga. I don't even know if y'all got to bleep that out, but
We
bleep
can
it out
curse.
if you need to. Oh,
listen,
okay.
I knew what I was going to get when you sat in
Oh.
that seat, so
So
let it rip.
So at the end of the game, I go to see the guys that I know. So Jason Thompson, Deontay Green. I believe Isaiah Thomas was still on the team at then. So I'm like, let me go holla at my guys after the game. And boy, oh boy, when DeMarcus Cousins saw me,
That
he
is
was
not
just
a
like,
little
I looked
guy
at him
either,
and I
bro.
was just like, I knew I had already been in touch, and I was.
That's what I'm saying. Like, wait, what was that first
Well, I was
interaction
on
because of that?
So me being phony, I was gonna try to apologize since now we got to meet, but I didn't know the whole time during the game he heard me talking shit. So he's like, "So you gonna try to apologize over that? Like you wasn't just talking shit the whole game?" And I said, "You could hear me," and he was like, "We could hear literally everything from the people that are talking on the court,
Right.
especially during free throws."
Yeah.
And this isn't me just even shouting at him during
It's
the game.
casual
It's just me-
conversation.
and it's me talking shit. Probably talking about this.
Right.
And when he heard that I was just talking about it, he was like, "Nah, like I heard you talking shit the whole time." So I don't really know what necessarily was said here. There's a lot of rumors.
Wait,
where,
did he accept your apology?
Hell no.
Okay.
Hell no.
Would
Moving
you?
forward.
Hell no.
I don't know.
No.
After hearing all that shit,
like
get
to
the
this
fuck
day,
outta
to
here.
this day,
I don't know what she was
to
saying.
this day, he blocked me. He had his brother block me. The whole Cousins family has me blocked. But in terms of this, I know at one point, from what I saw on Twitter, this specific couple had said also something about Bronny.
Yeah, they said something about his son.
And I'm just like, I don't know. My thing is, we also saw that KG had the Cheerio comment about Lala, and
He claimed he never said that.
He denied that.
He denied that. Yeah.
I don't believe him.
I mean, as
What did he
as
say?
lethal,
Like, who can make up that type of lie?
That's what I'm saying. Like, that was
a type
that
of.
was very specific.
That was so specific.
Would you
Like,
deny? I would deny
Your wife
it.
tastes
I would
like
deny it.
Cheerios.
Yeah, I'd be like, I ain't never said that. But KG, like we've
mean-
seen KG talk crazy to
Crazy.
every and anyone.
Crazy.
So that don't.
But this is crazy to me again, not only for the timing, but like this is what you're used to. You're Braun. You get hecklers probably in every city at every
Right.
game. You have 2.5 minutes left in the game. You're up. That's where your focus needs to be. And the fact that whether they said something about your son or not, like
Why you
No, I
paying
mean,
attention
well,
to
like,
this?
I'll, let's
come on.
let's bite. Let's say they did say something about his family or specifically about his son. I don't care if it's Game 7, NBA Finals, OT, and it's my last season. One thing you're not going to do is disrespect any of my family. I don't care where we are or how much I'm worth. That's just unacceptable. And I feel like the people that go to these games and pay these, the amount they pay for these tickets, feel like they can say or do
I think it was a power
anything.
move.
That's a
your
lot, but that's a lot.
Low, that's your response. You paid to see me. Who got the last laugh now? You paid to see me right now. So whatever you got to say, and at the end of the day, I talk about it now too. Like, there's a lot of people in this industry. Bitch, y'all lucky I'm not 10 years ago Mandii, because we'd be throwing hands. But now I got too much to lose. So to me, I think that where LeBron is, you've learned to shut out so much of what people have to say about you and your family. This was not the time and the place
to make a statement.
Hold
on, time out, double overtime. Hold on.
And I
get these two white people out here.
Trust me, he's been a marquee man for 17 seasons.
Yeah.
You know, on Sports Illustrated at the age of 17 has been the talk of conversation, from political justice to the trades to just everything. You know what I mean? Or social justice, I'm sorry.
Right.
So it's like, I know he can take and push out and just cancel a lot of noise. For him to do that, there had to be something so substantial that he heard, or they could have been talking shit the entire game, and that was his blowing point. He's like, yo, you know what? All right. I've ignored y'all for 4 quarters, half of OT. Now you done pissed me off, and now it's time for y'all to go.
Hello, I'm reading this next paragraph though, and I'm glad that y'all Scream Man is dope in here. I ain't even gonna hold you. Shout out to Scream Man. Even though I don't shout out white people often, you're doing a great job. So this did come off of the 1-game suspension that he had from the Detroit game, which is also why I didn't go to that Knicks game that I was going to invite you to, because he wasn't playing here against the Knicks. And so not only to have that, AD was sidelined and out. The Lakers have not been winning the games that we assumed them to be winning. And in where we have them winning the West, and where, while I know a lot of people don't put importance in the season prior to All-Star weekend, they really show up after All-Star. They have been losing games that they should have won, to where if AD is out and you can't depend on him, this is again where your mind was focused on the wrong shit. You just missed a fucking game off of a suspension. You lost, I don't know, they said he lost like, what, $800,000 from that game? And now your second best player on your team, AD, is out due to an illness. You're only up by 3, 1 possession, and you worried about the motherfuckers on the sideline.
But that's what I'm saying.
But
also, to Lowe's point, you don't know what they were saying that entire game.
I'm just saying.
That's 4
death on me. Y'all paid to be here.
Yeah, but
my family isn't hearing it.
4 quarters in, like, bro, shut the fuck up.
All right,
you can't shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out.
So Mandy, I put it like this. Here we go. Y'all doing a show. Y'all doing a live show, right? And somebody in the front row.
First of all,
is just, hold
on. In DC, y'all had that. That girl that wouldn't sit down.
Oh, but she was flashing her titties. Like, I'm cool.
I mean, I
can enjoy that. Imagine if she was talking shit.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So, like, you throughout the entire show, like, it's 3 hours, and y'all, you know, you guys are killing it, but there's one bitch or there's one nigga just keep saying slick shit. Oh, that wasn't funny. Oh, they doing this again? Like, that type of shit. At some point, you're gonna be like, yo, you know what the fuck? It's time for you to go. Right? You're going to reach a boiling point.
Okay, yeah.
When you're trying to focus and you're trying to black it out, you're trying to just cancel out all the noise. But they said that one particular thing, which I think happened with him.
You again.
That
but
one
again,
thing.
There's a difference with live shows, because when you're a performance, like if you're doing a live podcast,
right,
that person is interrupting the entire show with their outburst. This couple is not interrupting an entire game or the audience of people that bought tickets because of their outbursts. And I've sat not on courtside, and the niggas in the stands be talking more shit than anything. So football and basketball, any sporting event, I go to pay money, I'm drinking, I'm here to have a good time. Yeah. But also, even though I'm not on that court, I'm just as competitive with the people around me. Right. If you're the team that I'm not going for, I'm going to talk shit. And so to me, that is literally the attitude of going to a sporting game. Yeah. And if you've been in this league for 17 years, LeBron, you were a child prodigy since you were in middle school with AAU and everything else. Yeah. This isn't nothing new to you. You've been doing this too long. Black it out.
I get it.
I respect this petty. I don't care.
I mean, I like it.
I respect this petty. Hold on, let me stop this whole game.
Yeah, the petty was king.
Get these 2 motherfuckers out of here.
Petty was king. I do.
And they had to do it. It's like bye.
Bye.
All right, so what happened for you in Thanksgiving break? You know, I know we just came back. You didn't do nothing. No food. No.
So
no trips.
I've been going out. I'm on tour. This has been probably the most draining mentally of a year that I've had. And so in a space where I knew I didn't want to be around strangers. My mom said she wasn't cooking, so there was no traveling in it for me.
Okay.
I just didn't want to be around strangers.
Right.
So I had a lot of people offer for me to come and hang around their family, and I was like, that ain't my family. I don't know
Yeah.
niggas. So I
That's
literally stayed in the house, and then I just made baked mac and cheese for myself because I was like, I gotta have something.
So that was it. Like it was just a solo dolo.
It was solo dolo. Yeah. I drank, did shrooms, and binge watched TV.
Damn, should have called me.
I know.
I
you would have came over for the shrooms,
too.
Right? So Rosie hit me and was like, "Girl, what are you doing for Thanksgiving?" And I was like,
"Cause I was
honestly, I'm just gonna be by myself." I said, I don't want to be around too many people. And me and her couldn't figure out what we even wanted to do, but we both had no plans.
Nothing.
And so
I didn't want to do nothing.
And that's what
I did.
Y'all just didn't
we
want
both
to do
decided.
Shit.
I didn't want to do emails. I didn't wake up and want to think about work.
Yeah.
I didn't want to get on the phone. I left my phone even in my room for a long period of the day.
Really?
I just wanted to disconnect, and I knew that would be a day.
Netflix.
No one would be working.
Right.
Motherfuckers with their families.
Right.
So that was a day for me to just do nothing.
Are the holidays usually like that for you, or was it just this year? Because I know sometimes people for like the holidays sometimes can be depressing for people. Sometimes that's when you disconnect.
Seasonal depression as well.
Seasonal depression.
It is.
So it's like, and I'm seeing that a lot more as well. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like,
it's not even that it's seasonal depression. Unfortunately, it's weird because I left corporate thinking like, ooh, I'm gonna be on my own schedule now. And no, you just work 25/8 instead of 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. Like, so being an entrepreneur,
clocking out.
well, but also owning your own businesses, and I'm a host on 3 pods that I still EP for and do all that. Plus, I have my own e-commerce business.
Right.
So I work with 4 different teams of people.
Yeah.
Where at any point in time, we're talking. Each of my pods drop weekly, so it's
you're constantly communicating.
I'm constantly communicating. So to me, the holidays is, oh, y'all gonna be away? Bet out the office.
Got you.
Like. Phone is on
Yeah.
D&D, and that's my time in a creative space, and in a workspace, and in a personal space to just be like, ooh, I get time for myself. And I appreciate that. Also, it's one of those where you don't feel FOMO. You know, where you feel like you're missing out on shit on holidays. You know, everybody just eating with their family. Nope, there's no real events.
Yeah.
There's nothing that you feel like you're missing out on. So it's like one of those where you just get to sit with yourself.
Do you take that time to restart yourself creatively?
No, although the plan was to start my resume, and apparently I want another job. So let's not get into that. But no, to me it's more mental. Like, as creatives, we're around a lot of energies. We also come in here and have to be transparent and vulnerable with what we're going through on a real-time basis. But also, we're still characters. So when we go and read the comments, and when niggas got bullshit to say about us, we take it personal, because even though we're a character in this space, we still show up as ourselves. I stopped. I write back.
So
I've been doing this for 5 years.
I can't.
Tell us why.
Why you stopped?
Why you
stopped?
For Rosie.
Rosie.
I don't write back to everybody.
She loves to just like walk that line of just like, I'm like, yo,
Why
bro.
not?
I love that people are into us. I love that people have things to say, but like,
and then they only talk
can't.
more shit because now they know I read. Okay.
Yeah, like, so now.
Well, there's that, but I mean, I'll be honest. Even when I think for you it's also different because
this is new for her as well.
Well, not only being new for you, I'm gonna talk shit to probably. I feel like y'all have a majority male audience, and the misogyny jumps the fuck out.
Yeah.
When we landed on the Joe Budden Network, I just felt like me and Bridget got a lot of slack just because we were women with opinions.
Right.
And a lot of men just feel like we should just not have anything to say about anything, especially when y'all are on here talking about sports or music or things where men feel like, shut up. You have nothing to say
Shut
in
up.
this. And so in terms of where, as you go further with this, you will see how much, despite the fact that they're saying negative shit, they're tuning in. So, bitch, the more they tune in, the bigger your next contract could be. So let them motherfuckers keep tuning in. But aside from that, you will see, as much as you may respond now because it's hot, it will affect your mental health. More than, and you might just wake up one morning and see something where, bitch, maybe they talk about your family without knowing anyone in your family, like with what LeBron experienced. And maybe you just are dealing with something in your family that they don't know about, but they leave a comment. And that shit hits you so hard to where it will spiral you into taking a lot of things more personally. So outside of creatively, if they're like, oh, y'all are cutting each other off, like, look for constructive criticism, But I would say even limit that to once a month. Other than that, don't go looking through them comments because it's really going to affect you in the long term. You've been in this game for a long time,
Long time.
It can really bring you to a space that will be very hard to get out.
It can shift how you look at yourself in this kind of creative space. It shifts what you say, it shifts what you want to talk about, because sometimes you may read a comment and they may get to you to the point where it's like, oh, damn, maybe I don't know about sports, or maybe I don't know as much as I thought about music. And it hit me one time when I was talking about sports, and this dude was like, yo, you're the worst at this. You should never talk about basketball. That kind of made me get on my sports game, because like I'm not a big sports guy. I'm the music dude. Right. But being on this podcast, sitting next to Kaz, I gotta know my shit. Whether it's baseball, basketball, football, whatever the case is, I gotta know how to come back with him just as much as I come back with you with music.
But honestly, too, you are on this show with 2 other people. So you still represent those 2 other people. And what this show is.
Yes.
And I know that I'm having a problem with that. And, well, bitch, it's me. And I'll be fine to say my opinions are mine and do not represent the thoughts of those that sit next to me on my pod. Like, and I do that. But at the end of the day, this is still a unit. Right. And so in ways that even me and Bridget are talking, and me and Weezy early on went at, like, you still represent a whole brand, and that always has to be.
Yeah, no, I just feel like I read comments because it's like, why not? First of all, and why not?
We just told you.
We're literally telling you why not. We just gave you a manuscript of why not.
Your opinions to it. I also know these people don't know us. These are strangers. So how the fuck can you really get to me?
It can
if
happen.
you said something, that'll strike me harder because you know me. Right. And you might know some shit that I didn't know you knew. Something. Right? These strangers don't know us. They think they know us.
I mean, they're getting to know us. They're getting to know us, you know, through this lens. And yeah, we hold stuff back, but you know, Kaz just had a kid. That's very personal.
Very personal.
My mother died from cancer 2 years ago. That's very personal. You know, we talk about your shit. So they're knowing the things
and
that
then
tick.
Outside of the show, your social media. I see you with your friends. I see what you do when you're not on the pod.
Yeah.
And so they do feel like they have.
And they take a liking to us. They take a particular taste to us. So it's like they will dig through our shit, and they will dig through what we talk about on Twitter, and they can use that against us. And somebody could say, if I said something to piss somebody off or I made an offensive comment, somebody could be like, yeah, that's why you know, 2 years ago. That's why your mom made, like, but it gets to that point. That's what happens.
I know.
How long have you been doing this?
With this show? With
just
them?
potting, like in this space.
Oh, I'm not a potter. I've been potting with them.
This is
a year?
A year?
A year?
About exactly.
Like about a year. And so
you'll see.
Yeah.
But the fuck all that. Beside all that, social media is already its own demon. Like people talk to you crazy on social media, regardless.
So and then add this onto it.
I don't really care.
I'm telling you, bro.
It's coming. It'll come.
I really
and
don't
I'm
care,
not.
Bro.
Trust me, I ain't wishing.
Why y'all
I
don't
dragging
want that. I don't want. No, this all comes from the comments.
I really don't care. Like the most I care is when it's somebody I know.
Yeah.
The most of comment or something has affected me with social media was from somebody I knew.
Okay.
All right, well.
So far.
And like
strangers to me, I'm very easy to be like.
Your family. So
even if I get sensitive, I'm like, but then I'm like, bro, they don't know you.
We're gonna protect you from that
Valid.
bullshit.
That's how I think about it. Like I've seen when I first came on, motherfuckers didn't like me. They're like, oh, you ruined the bro podcast
because you're a woman. That's what
exactly.
Misogyny.
Like it was a lot of negative comments, and I was like, you don't know me though. Like you don't know that I have 4
she's
brothers.
like a dude anyway, so it's like.
But they don't know that, so they just see a girl. They're like, and I'm like,
they know it now. I'm sure.
Now they fucking.
You are
know
definitely
it.
bro code.
Like,
you definitely are.
You're bro code as fuck.
I want to ask you, very specific question. Which pod do you like doing better?
See, the thing is,
you do.
I'm to the point where. So first off, Whorible Decisions. While it's my most successful podcast, we've been doing it for about 5 years now.
And congratulations.
I'm grateful for the touring, for the opportunities. However, in terms, and me and Weezy, I think both attest to this. It's for sure affected our personal lives and dating, and it's about sex. It's about kinks. I've been vulnerable with sharing my abortions, who I'm dating, things that I'm into that a lot of people shame being into. And so I'm 31 now. I started the pod when I was in college, getting flued out, didn't give a fuck about shit. I was a hoe and I was loving it. So I was like, yeah, I just got flown out this week. And,
Bro, I can't wait to read the comments on this episode.
Seriously. No. And so now at 31, the last year and a half, I've been in a relationship and just sharing certain things with someone who's more private. And I think my growth, mind you, I really love full court pumps. In my early 20s, I was a blogger on sports. Sports was my main thing. Apparently, I fucked too many of them to where I had to get kicked out of the locker room. So I was like, let me stop blogging about sports because I done fucked too many of y'all. So I was like...
see when you don't talk about it, you don't get kicked out the locker room.
But I also am a fan of it. Like I grew up, I was in intramurals, JV, varsity, AAU. Literally, my whole wall growing up was Slam Magazine and fucking East Bay broke into like... That's where I got my fucking sneakers, like East Bay. I was like, ooh, I'm going to customize my sneakers. Like, because they were still affordable. They weren't like,
they weren't like 500. Yeah.
East Bay was lit. What happened
East Bay?
East Bay, like, yo, Jordans was $99.
Where did East Bay
like,
go?
The magazines used to hit.
Nigga, you used to be able to blend your own colors.
Bro,
I said, well,
East Bay, I would look forward to East Bay coming home from the mail, like looking for that shit in the mail, bro.
I don't know what happened to them. I just don't know if customizing, because maybe the fakes coming out, people were like, maybe customizing shit stopped being so cool.
A friend of mine works for East Bay.
Oh, there's still
it's still. I believe it still exists. I'm not gonna say who it is, but yeah.
I want to sign up for the magazine.
A friend of mine still works.
The
for
magazines
East Bay.
that
I want to sign up for the.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I used to wait for the catalog.
No, the catalog. Well, I think
the digital catalogs
went out of thing.
Yeah.
But so basically,
I still want them.
And starting to see, the thing is, I had already recorded with Bridget on Whorible Decisions, but I am really not only into sports. I love the blog still. I was a blogger. So I'm really into pop culture and I love music.
Yes.
Like I love music so much. Like even I know Rory was a guest last week when he was on the JBP. I used to be like, yo, but did you hear this? We have a lot of the same music taste. And I also just send music to people. Also, a lot of my friends that I grew up
You never
with.
sent me a song.
I mean,
or anything?
we just made sure we weren't Eskimo sisters at lunch, okay? So
and the verdict is
the verdict is no.
I would have loved to be a fly.
We not counting him. Only because the one nigga we shared fucked everybody.
Yeah. So in that case, everybody's
Eskimo sisters. So
Wait, did y'all do a pre-pod before y'all got here?
We had lunch.
Y'all had a pod without me
but
before
also,
y'all got
like, we party, like, she done met my man. Like, we go out and drink, and
Yeah.
she gets jealous that me and Bridget hang out so much.
Yeah, fuck y'all.
Yeah, but in what I'm doing
Coming to
now
Queens.
with see, the thing is, I feel like I'm able to get a little bit more deeper. I'm able to show people a little bit more who I am without being, like, so into the sex space. And with potting growing and the corporations coming into it more now, Whorible is just not as monetizable. Like, the brands ain't fucking with us. They don't want to buy ad space with us. Yeah. But the thing is, Bridget is a lot more kumbaya, but also just very intellectual in how she speaks and what she has to say. Yeah. We're able to have
just had this conversation about Bridget with someone else.
Oh, she's so good at how she speaks, but also the friends we have that come on, we're just able to dip and dive into so many conversations. Topics, like we're able to talk about mental health. This year I went to therapy for the first time. Right. We could talk about music. We can talk about like, I know we're going to get to it. We talked about Virgil this week. And so for me to be able to speak about a variety of topics, doing what I love, that's why that's currently my favorite podcast.
Because it's kind of like growth, right? Like,
but I get to showcase that.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah, like Whorible was like a space in like everybody's 20s. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
now,
God!
As you're growing,
now people be like, I'm starting from episode 1. I'd be like, I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is.
I don't know. It's like when you drunk. I don't know that bitch.
I don't know that bitch.
Don't tell me what the fuck drunk Rosie did. I don't know her. Me and her have to have a talk one day. I cannot wait to see
Do you get like just weirded out when people say like, "Oh, I just found your podcast," and now you're like, "That wasn't."
What did you
why?
hear?
You know
it's embarrassing. And then even you go back. It's like, imagine if you have a diary and
Yeah.
you keep all of your body
I don't want it.
and experiences in your body. Now imagine that.
First of
going
all, we
out to the
forgot a lot of
public here.
bodies earlier.
First off, I be forgetting, and then
We
I go,
forgot
I be like,
bodies.
I shared that.
We were
on
like,
pod.
wait, what sport are we going into now?
Oh, that's literally what we were like. I said, so
We still
baseball.
NFL or we in baseball?
And then she
Oh.
mentioned baseball. I said, oh, you do speak Spanish. See, I don't know how to talk to them niggas. So
It wasn't Dominican.
Okay, it doesn't matter. I don't speak
Wait,
Spanish.
the fact
Not all
that
baseball players are
Wait.
Dominican. Well, the,
the
good
fact,
ones
all
are.
right, here's two observations. Yes, one, all baseball players are not Dominican.
They're not. They're not.
Thank you.
And two, like I feel like I'm on the outside of so many inside jokes
No,
that I wish I could
this
have
was
heard
literally
just
the
since.
conversation.
But we were
I was like,
like,
shall we move on to rappers?
we literally.
What about
actors? Like we were trying to figure out if we shared
Eskimo
any like
sisters.
common bodies,
Just to talk about it.
Because I did the same thing with Bridget, and I just love when I have friends that. damn,
I also
we
want to
didn't
talk about
nobody.
it. Yeah,
The same,
but I also want to talk about it. Like,
was
do
it
you do
good for
this?
you?
Yeah.
Bro, now yo, I'm looking at you really different now.
You know this how I
No,
talk.
because
We just don't share bodies.
no,
Y'all don't share bodies.
We don't share
I
bodies.
know that, but
Or do
like,
we?
now that she's here, bro, it's a different Rosie.
Rosie
when
is
it's me and Kat,
Rose,
no, it's
I
not.
can't talk about that with you guys.
That's what I'm saying.
Jazz would be over here like, and scared to talk because Jazz is watching, and then you're over here like, tell me more.
That's what I'm doing right now. I'm like, all right, yeah. Like, matter of fact, this is bring that conversation back with y'all niggas
And
had
then
at
Eddie's
lunch.
in the corner. Don't say no names.
I mean,
Don't
but
say
it's
no
weird.
names.
I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, just even in growth, if I'm talking about the growth of potting, we
Yeah.
talked about the growth even as women.
Right.
So, in terms of not doubling back to a person who doesn't please you. So we were talking about that too. Like, if it's not
Oh, yeah, we
good,
were.
why would I go back? And
yeah,
so,
because she
Well,
said
there's
no, 'cause
various
she
reasons.
made observations saying that I friend zone a lot of people.
I
that
said, why do you friend zone everybody? Were they
Fuck.
all bad?
And I was like, no, I just if I
You
don't
do,
see it.
you do that,
I do,
bro.
but it's because and I explained it to her.
You got
I
a
explained
lot of
why.
bros.
A lot of
my
bros.
nigga.
But I'm gonna tell you why.
lot of bros.
There's some bros I fuck. There's some that I haven't. But I'm saying the ones that I have, I just don't like. If I know it's not going anywhere, I'd rather keep you as a friend. There's
But
no
do
point
they
in,
know
like-
that?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
to me,
it turns into
Rosie is
that.
also the one which I've talked about with a lot of my friends. A lot of women and men don't know how to be platonic friends. However, those
that's
relationships,
not true.
There's a lot that don't.
I have friends that
I'm
if
that.
you're not gonna be my boyfriend, husband, or my trick,
Yeah.
there's no reason for us to talk.
Right.
You
No,
either go-
I have friends like
I
that
have
too.
a lot of friends with no male friends.
Wait,
at
you're
all.
Yeah.
you're like that, or that?
I'm
that-
not.
Oh,
No.
they are. Okay.
I have a lot of
okay.
friends.
She's a me.
Yeah, like
we
where
know
my
how
friends
to.
are, my friends are always just like, your friend. How are you friends with so many men? Because even ones that you have your male
Let's
friends
fuck it.
that may still want to fuck, but once you
up to
keep
you.
that, it's up to you. It's always up to the woman. First off,
Clearly.
I mean, yeah.
always up
100
to
100%,
always up to the woman.
100%.
But I like the fact that if this isn't a place we need to be, not everyone needs to be fuck friends or just friends with benefits. So let's just keep a friendship and not double back there. And if a woman has had sex with you, friends on you, and hasn't doubled back, it's because it's bad. Period. I need
dick-
you
the
to
dick
know
is bad.
it's because it wasn't good.
No.
It's because it wasn't
Hold
good.
on, hold on.
Do your friends listen to the
Hold
podcast?
on,
Is that
hold
why
on.
you trying to be?
No. There's all right. Multiple things to be true. Okay, so wait.
Wait, I'm laughing.
Hold on, so wait.
because
So
She stuttered. She didn't know where to go.
Wait, because I'm laughing. I'm laughing in pain because that shit happened.
In pain. Other bitches that didn't double back.
He's like,
He's like, it was bad. He about to cry. Lo got a tear coming out. He was like, that's what happened.
I thought they just wanted to be friends.
No, Lo, just
No,
say it
no,
was
wait,
all
wait,
night.
no,
It was
no.
all
Okay,
night.
no. Wait,
No,
what I
it
was
all-
gonna say was this.
Sorry.
What I was gonna say was this. Multiple
Sorry,
things
Lo.
can be true, right?
It only happened twice.
So there's two different women. So what Mandi's saying has some truth to it, but
Right,
also
right.
like I'm gonna be the exception here because I think very different. So it could be bad. First of all, I've had a bad fuck that ended up being my man.
Okay.
Right? Because when you like somebody, you
It
can
gets
make
better.
it work.
Yep,
It gets,
you're delusional.
You're right.
Yep.
You're stigmatized by
You're
no good dick.
delusional.
Yeah. Don't know what's going on. No, but it can get better, right? You start learning each other, whatever.
Yeah,
cool.
Sure.
However, when it's bad, you do friends off the rip. But
Never again.
also,
But wait, all right,
never
wait,
again.
okay, no.
But also, you ever had one bad fuck that you did it again and it was like, oh, It was good. It was just we was both fucked up or something. I don't know.
I've been fucked up and giving it another try. It being bad out the gate, like
because
not
sometimes
only
it's a bad experience. Chemistry is off.
There's chemistry. There's off. There's things that maybe I'm into that you're not. So now we know we're not doing that. Yeah. Then you still got the men that are like, I'm not eating pussy. Then
them niggas exist.
Yes.
And we're in our 30s. We're in our 30s. Well, are you in your 30s?
Yes.
Are you older than me? Yes. It was giving 25.
So when we pod,
when
it's me, her, and Kaz, we're usually like, disrespecting her because she talks like a nigga, or
she does.
We're disrespecting Kaz's fucking wardrobe.
See, guys, don't say that in the comment. That doesn't make me feel good. I don't like that.
What, does she sound like
from my friends?
You don't like that?
We've been saying this shit the entire time.
And I tell you every time I hate it.
We never
and you don't listen to me. Damn it. Listen.
No, but it's just interesting to hear because there's another female here, so I think it's a little bit more comfort for y'all to bounce shit off.
But we drink. She's and we talked in a personal space.
It's a different remedy of I get
it. She also just came out because she's rich. She will book a flight last minute. But I just had my live show in DC. And
yes, we saw the clips.
She said, "Am I on the list?" I said, "Sure." Who you got with you? You're coming? Really? From New York?
Bro,
she's like, "Yeah, coming down today." And she came and supported me for my live show. We got hella drunk that night, so I got to meet some of her friends.
Weezy was like, "What the fuck are you doing here?" I was like, "I told Mandii I would come to the show."
She was,
and I came.
She told me that morning, but she pulls up and she supports. But Rosy is, for any of y'all hating in the comments,
Rosy is Carmen Sandiego.
But this is one of the funnest bitches to be around. So even if she sounds like a dude in here, she's also just as a woman, she's fun. So for her to be a bros girl and a girls girl, not a lot of women can do that.
So this is, I think, this is where Lo and Kaz struggle, I think. Because Kaz said it on the episode before. Kaz is like, Rosy's such a bro that you forget that, she's still pretty in bags people, right?
But
so y'all forget that you have girlfriends. A lot of girls that like hanging with guys be like, I ain't got no girlfriends.
I met 3 bitches last night. I was like, y'all coming uptown? Let's go.
Rosie has a handful.
They were fun.
Rosie has a handful of friends, but what she a handful of beautiful friends actually. But when we talk to her, that just goes out the window.
Right.
You know what I mean? We know she's pretty. We know she can bag motherfuckers. We know she's smart, intellectual. We know all of that.
Now, those are the comments she likes.
Yes. But
keep going, Lo. No, because I was thinking about that episode where you were like, the night we saw the drunk guy, and the next night you were like, the next night she walked in with him.
Oh, Jesus. And I'm not going to name names because we always, but... She bagged. It was an NBA player she bagged on the Knicks. And then we saw him. He was drunk as hell the one night we saw him.
I didn't know him.
And she didn't know him from a hole in the wall.
At all. I was like, this man.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with a guard.
I was like, man's is
maybe
drunk.
Above under 6'6" since it was unsuspecting.
I think there.
Okay.
But there. We also we're all there chilling, and he's drunk in the corner.
Well, you could pull it up so she could see it, but don't say
don't put it on them.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
So the next night we're at the same we're at the same spot, and the club was
Oh, we just
The club is it's an elevator, and you walk right in, right? So I just happen to be sitting in the section where you see everyone walking in. Lo and behold, this motherfucker walks in with the dude. I'm like, how did you make that work in less than 18 hours? It was 4 in the morning.
Can I ask you, what did you slide in the DMs? Did you already know him?
No. What ended up happening was 2 of my homegirls were in town, and I was telling them the story about the night before. Mm-hmm. And that's our friend. And then I was like, okay, I'm not saying anything bad. I was concerned, where was his friends? Because he was fucked up.
Damn.
And I was like, and I think it's so selfish for men that big to get fucked up, because who's gonna help you? You know what I'm saying?
Who can pick you up?
Right. Who's gonna carry you out? Where are your other big friends? I need answers. So that night we went out with him.
I'm not gonna
lie.
Friends that knew him. You've been around enough NBA players. They don't have other big friends. They bring their homeboys from their childhood.
Yes.
That can't do anything for them.
Yo, no offense, but they're low size next to somebody's six. But next to somebody. Hold on.
No offense.
Because they'll be 6'9".
They'll be low.
And they'll be like, Lowe's friend from home.
I'm a healthy 6 foot, 185.
Exactly.
Right, but I'm not.
But not next to a 6'7",
Well, I'm not
280.
Gary Coleman, motherfucker.
Yeah, but
Shit.
are you 6'1"?
No, I'm 6 foot. I'm a healthy 6
But
foot.
you said 6'1".
I
Now
said
you're
6 foot, 185.
But these are Air Maxes, so about 5'11". Okay. And then in the winter times, you're a New York guy. You wear Timbs.
6'1".
That's where you got it from.
That's the math.
Okay, so 5'11".
I'm who's coming next week? Because please make it a dude, because I can't.
You can't do
I
this.
can't.
Sorry.
Because especially it's you. Because this is what you do for a living, so you know how to cut deep. And now she's learning, but this is one of my good
bad.
friends, so she knows how to cut deep.
I mean, she's gonna be here for a long time.
I know.
Say Less is a great pod, so I'm glad that y'all brought me
I'm a jokester
here.
by nature. So
Y'all, and they hella rich. Can I hand me the bottle? They got liquor here. I don't even want to.
We're
This
rich
is
because we got
lit.
liquor.
I mean,
Nigga, you got 5 jobs. So let's not talk about rich.
but you
You
think
got free liquor here.
you think our guests get liquor? No.
Oh shit.
Actually, no.
I wanna come back.
See, the thing is, they get liquor. Well, we're not there anymore, so you also have to feed yourself now.
No,
it is no longer being paid for by a network.
That's fine.
But no, well, on the other show, I'm
That
not gonna
doesn't
lie.
determine
It's
anything.
weird though, because with potting, I mean, not everyone can hold their liquor, go with the punches,
Yes.
stick to the topics.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so you have a lot of pods now, I think, that try to emulate kind of what Drink Champs does. But not everyone has.
That's not
what-
a good.
well,
way
not a
to-
good thing.
That's not a good thing.
It's not a good thing, which is why Drink Champs is only good visually watching.
Yes.
Audio wise, it's a lot going on. But
I haven't heard of audio.
but a lot of pods now are still like, we're drinking, it's me and my friends, it's like we're hanging out. But in terms of being always cognizant of
point.
the consumer,
Yeah.
you have to make it flow. You have to limit the over talking.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of things that have to go on that when you're drinking, after
All
a
that
while,
shit's out the window.
it's all out the window.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, I
And
learned
then,
that.
yeah,
I
you
learned
don't wanna
that
say
here.
shit too
I learned
much
that
either.
here with Kaz. We would get drunk, whatever, but then we would listen back and it's like, oh, well, he's talking over me.
And you don't even
It's
realize.
not like the topics jump from here to here, and so we had to really sit down and be like, all right, we're gonna do topics, we're gonna do segments, we're gonna do jokes, we're gonna do this, that, and the third. And then when she came on, it became more of that again,
Right.
Because
Because we're getting into the. I will say this: we've come a long way.
oh, listen, no, clearly,
Clearly.
clearly,
We've come a long way.
I think
No, I'm saying in the sense like when I first came on, it was because we're so it's fucked up because we're friends.
Yeah.
So we would forget. That's
Sorry, yeah, sorry.
Soda.
She's talking.
We would forget that people are listening and that we're recording. So we would just start talking shit,
being friends.
and just being friends, and then in the comments it'd be a lot of that.
that. Yeah.
Y'all talking over each other. Y'all let the guests talk. Y'all. I was like, yo, relax. I just got here.
But we have to forget. We sometimes we forget that it's not just the locker room or it's not just the living room. Now it's like,
Lo, I'm not in the locker room with y'all, bro. I have a different one. I'm a female.
She would definitely be in a different locker room. They haven't made those co-ed just yet. Just the
Shit.
bathrooms, not the locker rooms just yet.
do you understand the fucking analogy I was trying to make? Good fucking God, Rosie.
I just want to put that in there.
Okay, well, it's not the living room when we're at each other's houses
There we go.
yelling.
That's what you should have said.
Okay,
You know,
oh,
It's not,
see?
it's not game
We're
night
not in
with Della.
Kaz's basement talking shit.
Yes, it's not that. And now
Locker
that
room,
we're
we talk.
here and now that we're in a professional setting, we, like you said, we have to
Yeah, for
move
sure.
and do this and do that. And, we're getting there. And I think I think we've done a very, very good job. So
No, kudos to y'all.
I just want to
I
commend
don't know
you
if y'all
for
can
adjusting.
insert hand clap
Nah,
music.
yeah.
I don't know what y'all do over here, but what
Listen,
are we talking about next?
No, you mentioned binge watching for Thanksgiving, right?
Yes.
And we were talking about
Yes.
we was talking about that before
What's crazy is and look, now I'm about to be the host because I am Ma'am
casting
Kazeem.
him.
I
am
listen,
Ma'am Kazeem.
Ma'am Kazeem.
Ma'am
Kazeem.
Kazeem. So we want to talk about, if you guys haven't yet, I'm just going to go ahead and issue as well a spoiler alert.
Yes.
Because I don't know how deep into this we are going to get. But if
You've
you
had
have not
enough
seen,
time to watch this
yes,
shit.
true story with Kevin Hart and Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes, yeah.
That's what we're going to talk about. So if you have not seen it,
Turn it off.
Go ahead and fast forward. No, don't turn it off, nigga. You still want to get
Oh,
your
Paul,
views.
Paul, okay,
Let's
my
fast
fault.
forward. Hit that 30.
You schooling me.
You know what I mean? Hit that 30 button, that 30
We'll have
seconds.
timestamps.
Yeah, well, Tim, look at the description of this episode.
There you go.
But yeah, what were your
I haven't
thoughts?
seen it, and it's
Which
I'm going to. I'm
Homework,
gonna watch
ma'am.
it
You
tonight.
saw it was on the outline.
Well,
you gotta watch.
no, first of all, I got that
No,
while I was eating with you.
Well, no, yeah,
Okay.
said that.
That was the outline.
Oh, is that why?
I
He's
said-
literally like, have you
No,
Hart,
no.
we're gonna
Seen the
talk
Kevin
about
Hart? We're gonna talk about it.
I said the outline.
What the fuck
pretty
is
late,
this?
but
Documentary?
It was the holiday weekend. Like, it wasn't like a lot of shit wasn't going on. So like that's why I just found 4, hot topics. But anyway, yes, I've seen Kevin Hart's True Story. Watched it twice, right? And my observations from this are: one, this is partly true. To my
No, it says that it actually. The only reason I would say it was partly true is because you get to see Kevin Hart pretty much play
himself.
himself, and it does take place in Philly.
But also,
Outside of that, I think a lot of the
I
other
haven't
things
watched
are
it, but can I
fictionalized.
ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you guys feel like Kevin Hart is like one of those actors that always plays himself, kind of?
I'll be honest with you.
No.
I actually
His
hit.
characters are very similar. They're always true to him.
Shout out
I
to
think.
Harvey Productions. Shout
Yes.
out to Wayne.
Yes.
So I know his team very well. I've like from
I'm
my
not shitting
Miami
on him. I'm
days.
asking
No,
him.
no, no.
but
That's a common question.
I
It's a common
actually
question.
hit Wayne up and I said, "This is probably the best I've seen Kevin Hart in."
Mm-hmm.
A lot of
Did
people.
you see Fatherhood?
Yes. How?
I saw that.
Which was, but not the whole thing. I didn't finish the whole thing. I ended up having sex halfway through, so we didn't get
Okay,
to finish it.
all right, cool.
Sorry.
Netflix and chill.
Well, I mean,
that's what happened.
Fatherhood, yeah, hand in
Yeah,
hand.
He was like-
it
hand
was
in
just
hand.
like, let's,
I know he didn't hit
How
you with
did he
the
make
speaking
that?
of fatherhood.
No, but no, but in terms of this, a lot of first off, we love Kevin for his stand-ups. We know that he includes family and all of those things. However, he
feel like I know him.
he still has that essence of corniness, I would say. In a lot of his comedic movies.
But that's
so
why
in
I
watching
think-
him next to The Rock and Jumanji and
All
just
right,
the
well,
different.
that's why I think it's always the same character.
However, this
Is far from
is
that.
far from that.
He taps in.
He's not even a comedian. Although he's playing himself as a comedian,
He's not funny.
He really gets.
I mean, no, I'm not
this
saying
is-
Kevin Hart's
this
not funny.
is-
I'm saying
this
in the
is
movie.
a suspenseful thriller.
Okay.
When would you see Kevin Hart in a suspenseful thriller? This is almost like a crime mystery that you're figuring out throughout the season. What he's really trying to do is cover up a crime that I don't want to give the super spoiler because the ending was so good that at the end there was a twist that I'm like,
all right,
oh
don't tell me
damn.
no more. I wanna watch
But
it.
in terms of what he showed on film, it was just like, damn. He really tapped into just something else.
Those were a lot of the comments that I've seen on
Yeah.
Twitter and Instagram, whatever. They were like, we've never seen Kevin in this light.
In this light.
We never knew he
Every
could really
actor needs that, bro.
Right.
Every
They were like,
actor needs
we
that
never
one,
knew Kevin
like,
could tap into
wow.
this. And I said this on Twitter the other day. I'm like, well, he was pretty much playing himself from Philly, a comedic rock star. He went through extortion with one of his best friends. Right. So that's what happened with his brother. And some dude was like, oh, that sounds like hate. And I'm like, no, it was just easier because he experienced all this shit. He was divorced in real life, divorced in the movie. Everything he's been through, he tapped into. So yeah, it would be pretty spot on for him to play this shit. So I always thought that this was based off that experience of what happened with the extortion. I think they took. I think they took a piece of that.
Who wrote this? Was it anyone on his team? Was
The
this
guy that wrote this was from Narcos because I went to the premiere.
Oh.
But it doesn't
I
have
went
to
to the
be.
premiere.
It doesn't have to be someone on
Eric
his
Newman,
team
Eric
to
Newman.
give the writer a storyline, where it's like I want to do it around this.
Oh, yeah,
and
he
then
could've-
the writer just
the
exaggerates.
same way a lot of people who
shit,
have
you know?
books have ghostwriters. So you give them your voice in your story, but they write
And
it
then
to
they
where it
write
makes
in
sense.
stuff.
Well, this is what I'm saying. I think.
I'm saying
oh yeah,
what
yeah.
you're saying.
He
I'm
probably
like,
took a
it's
piece of that and just turned
they
it into
heightened
something
it.
crazy.
Yeah.
Another thing too, we see him.
So there's truth.
That's
There's
true story.
truth to it.
We've seen him alongside a lot of big name people as far as actors. So he did The Rock.
Yeah.
He's been
I
alongside
love him
Ice
in The
Cube
Rock,
as well,
though.
right?
Yes,
I like
right
him
along.
in The Rock.
Ride Along.
Yeah.
And he had two parts of that.
Yeah,
There was
Ride
Ride
Along
Along
one, yeah,
1,
one and
Ride
2.
Along 2. Him and Wesley Snipes, which mind you, we haven't seen Wesley in quite a long time.
Blade?
The only
Bro,
that
my
was
man.
that's who is alongside Kevin
Blade
Hart
came out to Blade.
Bro.
Blade. Mind you, the only Wesley I know is Pipes. Hello. And so which mind you is great. No, girl, Wesley Pipes, the man who fucks in Timberlands.
But also, you remember Half Baked?
Give me the
when they said
give me
that?
no more.
That was a reference.
Maybe
What?
that's what he's named after.
Oh, Wesley Pipes?
No,
Probably.
there was a reference in Half Baked where the white boy Brian was like, "This one's Wesley Pipes," because
No, for sure the same reference. So that is a popular 90s black porn star who definitely came straight out of jail, could not get a job, and went straight.
Wesley
No,
Black.
Wesley,
Snipes
no,
was that black?
no,
Wesley
Wesley.
Snipes.
Oh wait, but maybe it was actually not from the porn star. It was just Pipes, Snipes. It rhymed.
Yeah, because
We're going
and
way
the
too
dark-
deep into this. We're going way too deep into this. This is what I've learned about this podcast. This is what I've perfected from Kaz. When we go deep into shit, I got to all right.
Sometimes we gotta let
Wait,
it
so
ride,
when
though.
you get deep, you pull out?
Whoa.
Yeah, I
you
did.
Whoa, what are you doing?
Yeah, that's why I have no kids now.
So you have
Oh,
kids.
That's why I have no kids
The pull-out
now.
method does not work. Can
That's
we
why you
not?
got friend zone a
You have a
couple
lot of
times.
bros that listen. Y'all, it doesn't work. Pull-out method is a myth.
Don't nigga,
It's
no,
been
it's
working
not.
quite lovely for me.
All right.
Hold on, I still
No, it's not.
Because we're not in our 30s. Let's be immature here. All right.
Anyway, well, listen.
But yes, if you haven't yet, watch. I loved it. I can't wait for you to watch
I'm
it. I
watching
watched it all
tonight.
in one sitting.
Huh?
That's
But-
what I
I'm
did on
watching it
Thanksgiving.
tonight.
No,
you know
yeah.
what I was watching? The Circle, but fuck it, I'm gonna watch.
The Circle? What the fuck is
The
that?
Circle.
Listen,
What is the Circle?
I want to be
social
on.
media experiment.
No, I
Oh,
want to be
that,
on.
yeah, that
it's
shit was
actually-
whack as fuck.
Hold on, but it's funny because I'm gonna tell you why it's funny.
You laugh at the dumbest shit also.
No, I'm gonna tell you why it's
This
funny.
is why they don't like you in the comments. We talking about Kevin Hart, Wesley Snipes. She's like, I watched The Circle.
Like,
No,
nigga,
but that's
like,
what I
we didn't
watched
get
on
to our synopsis
Thanksgiving.
about, like,
I didn't know to watch this. Nobody told me.
Listen.
I was at Thanksgiving like,
go home and watch it. You're gonna hate.
going
You're gonna
to.
hate Wesley Snipes in the
You are.
first episode.
No, I love
It's
Wesley
7 episodes. You're gonna hate Wesley Snipes. It's well written, well produced. You know, everybody did their job acting wise.
Can I ask you your thought on the limited series? I know that we had that with, I don't know if you saw, 9 Perfect Strangers was supposed to be limited. The Undoing, all of the things during
Yeah.
COVID, even Watchmen, which I wish was
I
going to
love.
be given a second
Wait,
season.
is that?
Limited series. It's just,
So this is limited.
this is a
Regina!
limited series. There won't be a part
Oh, so
two.
this is a one. This is a
This
one-off.
is just a one-off. Instead of it being like an hour and a half of a movie, they break it into this. The first episode was about an hour, and everything else after that was about 35 minutes.
Yeah.
A lot of things that they've been doing on HBO as well are limited series.
Right.
So you get 8 episodes, but this is what it is.
Right.
And I just wanted to know your thoughts because I know even in terms, I'm Dying and Dreadful. Shout out again, not an ad, but the one show is coming back to Netflix that I absolutely love. Ozark.
Yes.
Look,
I
don't say it at the same
love
time.
Ozark.
as me.
You already-
Don't say it at
you
the
already
same
knew what
time
I
as
was.
me.
You already
What are
knew.
you
You already
doing?
knew.
What are you doing? And the fact that that is coming to a season finale, a part of this, I'd like watching a
Ozark.
show going in knowing I'm gonna get the ending from this.
So you wanted to.
I
just,
love
you
these
wanted
little
to
limited
know.
series. I wanted to know if you like the limited series.
I don't. I mean,
I don't like limits.
I don't.
No,
I don't
you
like.
Because
I don't
like
like.
Ozark. If Ozark would have been limited, I would have.
I
was already mad. I waited. a
But
year.
see, Ozark had too many
I love Ruth.
storylines, so that
A lot.
that couldn't be limited.
Well-
because you couldn't tell everything in 7 episodes with that
no,
family.
because the first season wasn't as crazy as every other.
Right,
season.
but they were
the first season. If it was a limited
the
series, they would
first
have wrapped
season
that
got
shit
us
up.
hooked. Let's be real.
that nigga.
We
the
were
first,
ready.
The first
episode,
Ruth.
we put bodies in
What are we
acid.
doing?
In
Right.
episode 1, he pushed a nigga from the person fucking his wife from the ceiling, like
Right.
Yeah, the
from
old
a
guy.
building.
Rooftop, yeah.
This was in the first 20 minutes of Ozark.
Yeah, I'm still mad
had
at you, by the way.
Bodies dying and
Yeah.
falling.
Over
I
here
loved
cheating
it.
on Jason
Which, by the
Bateman.
way,
What's
if
wrong
you
with
guys
you?
watch True Story with Kevin Hart, there's 2 deaths in the
Okay,
first episode.
hey.
Is it?
2 deaths in the first episode.
I'm
No,
gonna watch
wait,
this-
no,
I'm gonna
that
watch
was.
the-
It was
hold on.
no, it
now.
was 1. Oh yeah, 2. Oh shit. I'm sorry. I gotta watch that shit again.
Spoiler alert.
No, but like we knew when I watched the first episode, right? I knew, I'm like, okay, it's gonna take about 5 or 6 to get all this done. When I watched Ozark, no, true story. When I watched Ozark, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be about 3
A few
seasons.
years.
It's gonna be about
that's
2 or 3
also-
seasons.
That's also the writing, because if it was written as a limited series, they could have done it.
Well,
They
no, I'm
could've
sure,
banged
yeah,
it out.
that's what it
They
is,
just would have
yeah,
cut a
yeah.
lot of shit out.
Yeah.
I just also know when you get writers in the room for too long, kind of with what happened with Power, what happened with Empire, it gets to where, all right, this is going too far. It's unbelievable. The storylines are getting crossed. This don't make sense. And now you grow to dislike something that you like so much, which is why when I go back, I love stuff like Breaking Bad.
Oh,
I love
Dexter.
Oh my God! And you know Dexter just came back.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for all the episodes to
all
come out.
that.
So
So
binge.
did you know that there's like a Dexter 2.0
God,
that
can
just
we have
dropped?
Can we have a
I
Dexter
knew
watch
I-
party?
Let's do a Dexter watch party. Girl, I have a movie theater in my building. Let's
go.
do it.
Sorry.
Sorry, you're invited, Lo.
Yeah, I had to beg for it. invite on one of your most popular podcasts.
Sorry.
And
No,
like,
I-
as
you
y'all make
watch Dexter?
plans. No, I don't fucking watch that shit, but I want to go.
No, so Dexter.
Now I wanna
okay,
go.
Okay, he doesn't even know.
I
Dexter.
didn't even watch it, but yes.
No,
I'm in there.
I know what Dexter is. I don't
Dexter's-
watch that shit.
All right, so
So
Dexter's
Dexter is the you before you.
Joe wants to be Dexter
so bad.
so bad. Why does he want to be Dexter
Did
so
y'all-
bad?
What? Yo, Kaz, if you're watching
Guys,
this,
we're gonna want you back next week.
Kaz, if
Actually,
you're watching this,
we know you have to take care of your beautiful, lovely new daughter.
Bring her. This is a public service announcement. I'm hurting right now because they're saying words at the same time. They're sharing Eskimo sister stories. They went to lunch without me, and here the fuck I am not knowing who Dexter is.
Joe is Dexter's child.
I don't
Yes.
know. I don't know if that's is that a riddle?
Okay, you saw
or-
you. Did you watch you?
Did you?
I watched you.
I watch me every day.
No, the show you.
No, I show you every day.
Did you watch the show you?
Did you?
I did.
What show?
Not you sounding
That
like
one, you.
Not you sounding like the goddamn
Fox News.
First off, now we can have an inside joke. So there was this Fox News reporter where he's
I
explaining
know
something.
exactly what you
Yes.
guys are talking about.
And this woman was like,
No, and it was
not
Ingram.
me.
It
I
was
didn't do that.
the Ingram lady that
Yeah.
nobody
Yes.
likes on Fox.
Oh my God.
Well, we don't
So
like
you
her
doing
anyway.
that-
So
That's what I was- yeah, that's what I was-
I'm glad that she got played because
Yeah.
I don't like her anyway.
Hilarious. Wait, she got what?
I'm glad that she got played like that.
Me
like,
too, yeah.
'cause
Yeah.
she's trash.
And she really was like, "What are you talking about?" No,
I
you
think,
didn't.
but I think
She
they were
racist
doing a
little
bit.
piece of shit. No, I don't think so.
No.
I think she really didn't know.
I think she really didn't know about you.
Like somebody
She's
in the
not a
comments
great
did.
actress. I
Yeah,
think she
they-
really just. She was like, "What do you? Huh?"
What are you talking about?
That's
But,
why he
I
was
mean,
smirking. 'Cause
Yeah,
he
well,
was like,
this Fox News. We don't get Fox News.
Yeah, we don't give them no.
But yeah, so yeah, Dexter, I'm not into that, but
But
I
you
will
did
come.
watch the show, right?
No.
The other show.
Oh
you-
yeah, I seen you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, that is like Dexter was the blueprint to that show.
100%.
Except Dexter was
Because
a
you're literally
stalker.
rooting and like the serial killer of the show.
And he narrates his own voice.
It's
like
the same
Joe,
exact
everything.
way. So you hear Dexter going through, like, not only killing the bodies,
He's funny.
He
Dexter's
disposes
funny,
the
too.
bodies, and he's actually
He's a blood splatter.
but
in
he
forensics
is the brother
analyst.
of a cop or a detective.
Well,
Like
he's
his
a
sister-
detective.
He's a detective.
Yeah.
But
sister, yeah.
his sister is also a detective, and so he's involved in the crime scenes that he was a. That,
But imagine if you were a murderer and you're a blood splatter analyst. In
that's what he was.
forensics.
He was a forensic.
Yeah, and that's what he did. So he knew how to make everything.
He knew how to
look-
get rid of the bodies
Oh,
because in terms of when his sister goes on to cases,
He would
could
be like,
tell
"Oh,
you
this
how
is
they
this
died.
He understood the aesthetics
tell
of
you
the
how they
crime scenes.
died.
Gotcha.
Yes.
And
Gotcha.
but also Dexter only killed people that
Deserve to be
deserve to be killed.
Well, yeah, all right, so that's not a.
Wait, I don't like your face.
What?
Do you
Yeah,
agree?
what, Jake?
That's right.
Yeah,
I mean,
but-
people do
but-
deserve to die.
Some people are assholes.
Everybody deserves to die.
I mean, we
Wow.
don't all deserve. We will
Okay,
all
all right. See,
experience.
like this is why. No, that was a little. That was a little dark. Like I don't know
Hey, I
where
just
that
gave
came
you credit
from.
for
You
you,
said that
man.
everyone
You
did. Everyone is going
Is
to
going to
die.
die. We
They
don't deserve to die.
You don't deserve
Dexter
the
only
afterlife,
killed
it's beautiful.
people that were killing people.
You know what? I
So
don't
when
know.
if it was
You-
somebody
you-
killing people, Dexter would be like,
That Red Bull got you on some shit right now.
no.
Yo, have you ever seen a vitamin water display at your local store? It looks like you're walking into an actual rainbow. Is it just me, or are the flavors of vitamin water insanely attractive? Plus, with titles like Energy, Revive, Focus, Refresh, Essential, Power C, and Triple X, it's easy to pick a flavor to match your vibe. The real flex is flavor. Don't forget to check out the newest flavors, Gutsy Watermelon Peach and Look Blueberry Hibiscus.
Who deserves record of the year?
J.
for
Cole.
the-
Checo.
Why are we doing that?
Checo
Can I
everything.
just get
Okay, sorry.
fucking through it, man?
J. Cole everything.
Okay, go ahead. Narrate the pod.
No,
Sorry.
I'll listen. Who do you think should win? Fuck it.
Checo.
We're already there.
Is he on here?
Are
No,
you
he's
kidding
not.
me? First
No,
off, J.
record of
Cole
the
is
year.
J. Cole is actually nominated for every rap category in the Grammys this year. I believe there's
Love
4.
to see it.
I believe he's nominated for 4. Kanye is a close second, or I think Kanye's
Kanye
also
has
4,
album
but
of the year.
Kanye
Kanye has 4.
Kanye has 4 as
Kanye
well,
has
but
4.
he's I think in gospel again.
I know he has album of the year.
That's
I think he has rap
listen,
album of the year.
Religious people are gonna be upset.
Why?
But he
Kanye
won.
wins.
He won an
He
award
won the AMA
for, yeah,
gospel,
for gospel, yeah.
Gospel of
and,
the-
and people actually
He
love
wins
that.
BET Awards every year for gospel of the
Yeah.
year. Ain't nobody
Yeah,
praising the Lord to Kanye, and I don't know why he keep winning.
Where's Kirk?
Wait, so who do you guys have for album?
Beating
what-
his
and
son,
what-
beating
and what-
his son ass.
and
'Cause
what he
him and
got-
his son be arguing and beefing and shit.
And
So that's what Kirk
and what
doing.
he got? What Kirk got to
Telling
say?
his son to stay the fuck off Instagram.
The points of conversation that happen within one subject are amazing.
J. Cole need to win everything. Whatever
crazy.
Lil Nas X is nominated for, he need to win as well.
Okay, so we have
Best rap album.
Let's go. We have the off-season J. Cole, Certified Lover Boy Drake, King's Disease 2 Nas, Call Me If You Get Lost, Tyler the Creator, and
hold
Donda.
on.
I'll be honest with you. So
Call Me If You Get Lost is a good one.
So Nas only had Rare Form as even a single that really popped off. This album, King's Disease, while good, still typical Nas street album, like things that didn't go to the masses, I believe, with this album. So I want to cross Nas off there real quick. While Drake is Drake, we all know that Certified Lover Boy was probably his worst piece of art that he's
You
put
think
out.
it was worse?
Not the worst, but it wasn't great.
You think it was his worst?
For what we waited, the fact that he had all of COVID, for the thing.
And you also think he had the leg injury as well?
What does
Nigga,
that
what does that have to do with you rapping?
No, I mean,
your
like,
leg injury doesn't affect your vocal
Pull up like this.
No,
Pull up like this.
Time out.
What's
Time
wrong
out.
with
You're right. You
Going
ain't
to
writing
this-
with his
going
leg.
to
That
this-
gives him more time to write. Actually,
I'm
he
just-
has shit to do.
I'm just saying,
But
like,
right.
there's pain, there's the recovery. I'm not giving him an excuse. I'm just saying.
You are giving
I'm
me
just
an
no. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
but-
I'm not saying that's why. I'm
You
saying
know why
that's
I'm
why
gonna
it's
I sprained
come out.
my ankle.
You know why I'm gonna say he had more time than not? Because he didn't even have to be a father for the last year because the UK wasn't letting anyone over there during COVID. So you're spending your whole time in fucking Canada because you knew you couldn't go back and forth from the US. So you wasn't in Houston at the strip clubs, and you weren't even being a father because the United Kingdom was not allowing your ass in. Therefore,
So
you had all
Aubrey,
the time in the world
Aubrey.
to make your most fire fucking
I
music.
need to know what Aubrey was doing. Aubrey, what
Seen
were
in
you
his
doing,
mansion
bro?
in Canada.
Doing with your 80 rooms,
wait.
Aubrey?
What low? What
Not
low?
one room spoke to you?
What low?
Can we go back to the
What low?
UK? What do you mean?
COVID.
Nigga, my friend
You
lives in
couldn't fly- you
London.
couldn't
They
fly.
weren't letting Americans or really anybody travel to and from and I know he's a Canadian person, but they weren't letting people go into the UK at the height
Yeah,
of
it
COVID,
was
which
closed.
was 2020.
Right. A
lot
So
of
during the
countries
time
were
he was
closed,
writing
though.
this, his child is in France, one of the motherfucking Europe countries. She don't live here, I know that, and she not allowed in the States. So he has to go over there to see his
How
son.
do you know this?
Because I know everything. And then
How do you know this?
It
That's
could
why
be
I'm like, wait.
fabricated,
I'm
it
like,
could be
wait.
not.
What's
We don't
the
know.
you? What do you mean? Is he?
his baby mom's is
I thought
in-
you meant like he didn't have
thought she
enough
was
time to go
Russian.
steal.
She's French.
Oh, she's French.
I believe, yeah, she's in
Okay.
France or she's in France or London. Regardless, the COVID to me
Restriction, yeah.
restrictions
To the
last
03,
year,
maybe
you wasn't
London.
over there, and then you just wasn't there. So you weren't a father, and you weren't in the strip club paying these bitches bills
'Cause that was
because
closed.
the strip club was closed. So
I
you
mean,
had,
he could have had strippers at the house.
oh, okay, never mind.
It's straight.
But now
No,
we weren't allowed in Canada.
It don't matter.
We weren't allowed in
He's
Canada.
in Canada. Fuck,
We weren't allowed. Americans were
fuck
not allowed
we.
in Canada.
You don't need American strippers. It's strippers in Canada.
Oh, them Toronto bitches be
And they
bad.
bad.
Okay,
So,
never mind. Okay,
we know what
carry
you're
on.
doing. Never mind.
Okay, my bad. It
All right,
could have been a
cross
good.
So the off season?
It could have been a good off season for me is the winner for this. That's all.
I don't even know.
Hold on. Off season or call me if you get
I
lost.
forgot my fucking train of thought just listening to this blunder of fucking
Information.
You're
welcome.
All I want to say is
You're welcome.
Tyler deserves it.
Call
All right.
me if you get lost.
Tyler, wait, real quick. Tyler won for this specific album. Was it Billboard? He did actually just win Album of the Year.
No,
or something
honestly,
for
it's
this album.
between
That was a Hip Hop Awards, BT
Hip Hop Awards.
and
there we go.
Listen, y'all know I love J. Cole, Carolina Stand Up, but Call Me If You Get Lost. That was a great
No, and I mean
album.
for me that won because I'm not the hugest Tyler fan,
And that made you-
that made me a very.
Exactly.
And then I want to ask you a question, like, because I know you've been out, you've been running around, you've been doing shows. How do you really feel about being around crowds?
I ain't gonna hold you.
Because I'm not.
COVID
I'm
here,
not that
COVID here, but
comfortable.
it's not. And listen, now they said, oh, let's get it off the Asians and put it to the blacks, and now it's an African. You see the new African
the new
strain.
variant, yeah, it's in
They're trying
South
to make it
Africa.
seem like it's an African
Yeah.
thing. So I just hate that as well. I hate that it's associated. It's people, but
Right.
I'm not gonna lie. It's one of those where don't cough by me.
Right.
Like, 'cause
No, let me tell you something.
it is that
You
still.
know
like,
what sucks?
It's still,
should
yeah,
you
it's
be
still
here?
that,
You
yeah.
know what sucks? Because this is around the time where, like, the project heat come on in New York City when you don't have like the thermostat shit. So everybody.
But also, we skipped fall.
I coughed the other day and I tried to hold it in and I actually was almost choking because I was like,
Oh, bitch, I be doing that on the plane.
That wasn't a cough. That was you was throwing up.
I was trying to cough.
you
but
wasn't-
hold it
you
in.
was not
Because
coughing.
I didn't want people to hear me cough.
We are still in the space where we're trying to keep in
I was trying to hold in my
bitch,
cough.
especially on a fucking plane. Oh, God. I be trying to-
Anywhere.
That's what I'm saying.
I
Like,
was
because you've been traveling,
So
so
I've been traveling. I will say in terms of numbers for sure, our live shows are requiring vaccinations, which, of course, for every show except Atlanta, which they're accepting a 72-hour PCR test, drastically the numbers have changed because our demographic, the people, y'all listening, probably are not keen on getting the vaccine, especially because we just don't trust
We
the
don't know
medical
what the
system,
fuck it
period.
is.
Right, no,
Yeah, but you don't know
correct.
what the fuck is in your hookah, what
That's
the fuck
true.
is in what you
Why-
ordered.
why-
That's true, but it
did you-
makes me feel good.
Wait, did you say hookah
Okay.
because I was like, was that to
I mean,
me?
both of y'all,
It
yeah.
was to me.
No, I thought because I
It was a
did.
Dominican
Well, no, that's
I
it.
just I thought it was to me. But
I mean,
no,
but
'cause, like,
also,
Do you know-
I say that to say because I am one of those where, bitch, I take shrooms, I have fun.
give the young women that
Yes.
watch this and watch you, give them the advice.
There's not a lot of them here though. It's all men.
There-
So talk to
there-
the men
we're-
too.
we're-
Talk to the men too though.
We're
Hold on.
bringing them in, but give them, some advice and some courage how to survive in this space, in this industry, in this environment.
Not
Because I
even
know it's
just in
tough.
this era.
So one of the things that I've noticed in this space more than anything in working with the people I've worked with, as a woman, when you put your foot down, people assume if you disagree, if you don't like something, when you share your opinions on something, that it's led by emotions.
Or your discomfort.
Well, they don't
No,
like.
they
They
assume it's led by
assume
emotion.
that
Oh,
it's
okay,
an
okay.
emotional response.
we're
women,
Not that
so
I'm
they're
making
like,
a
oh,
business
she's in her
decision.
feelings.
Yeah, yeah,
She's
yeah.
in her feelings.
She's in her feelings.
You're in
Let's
an
give her
emotional roller coaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
And-
bitch. I said what I said.
No, I don't think that this is a good business decision. And if
Right.
I'm in a room with men and we're making these decisions based on business and I have something to say and my input, if I was a man saying the things I'm saying,
I wouldn't
you
be
would
looked
never
at, yeah.
question my emotions being involved.
Yes.
You would sit here and try to troubleshoot with me.
Right.
And in terms of what I've seen creatively in being in a room with men, a lot of times, unfortunately, they like to undermine a woman's ability to be in this space. And I'm going to sit here and toot my own horn right now.
As you should.
I'm the
Question
only
it.
podcaster that's worked alongside and partnered with the likes of Joe Budden and Charlemagne the God, who are still the two men that a lot of us are looking in. They're creating the blueprints in a space that all of us are also simultaneously making those blueprints. And so in Rosy, you being on a show with men, letting it be known that your opinion comes from your experience. Not everything with women is emotionally led. And so if you're a woman in this space and you really just feel like whatever decisions are being made aren't the decisions for you, speak out. And if someone tries to say, well, I understand you're feeling this way, or maybe it's an emotional
but when
thing,
it
like
comes
that's
to,
not
like,
what it is.
When it comes to them,
We're your brothers, so
I
we're gonna
speak and they listen.
yeah.
Right, but there's a
But
friendship
I know
there.
but I know that that's not.
That's
the
not
case.
That's
equal
not-
when
that's
you
not-
walk into other
that's
rooms.
But
not-
this
Right.
is where my advantage comes in. I was raised by 4 brothers, so
Yeah, see,
my
I grew
advantage
up. Well,
is
I grew up
like-
in a household of women, and
I
I
grew up
come
in a
from,
house.
but I also come from a corporate space. I was an accountant before I was a full-time podcaster, and so I literally what I say, the same struggles that we have to deal with in the corporate realm, I think are the same triumphs and things we still have to overcome in this creative space. If you still look at even the podcast space, there's millions of dollars out here for us. Still the smallest demographic are Black women in this space. So specifically if you're listening and you're a Black woman looking to get into podcasting, we are still very much at the bottom of the totem pole and the minority. However, we're also what people are looking for now. So
But, yeah,
that's like something to where let things be advantage, but if you're gonna come into any space creatively, not only own your IP, which is what I know everyone talks about, but stand your ground and you're creative. So look up to like the Issa Rae's. Jamil Hill now has her
Yeah.
own little thing going on after leaving ESPN, and you have just a lot of Black women that I love are now.
I just feel like our
this
like
space.
social media right now is such a huge platform where you can literally create whatever you want, right?
But also, fuck their algorithms. Make a website. You get an email list. You can't depend on Instagram, my nigga.
You can't, but you have YouTube. You have so many other outlets that you can use.
Yes.
Twitter.
Yeah,
You have Snap. You have everything. Like
TikTok.
That's for the
the
young.
ticker talker.
She said ticker talker.
The ticker talker.
No, unfortunately, we lost somebody in the creative space. very important to a lot of people, not just in music, not just in fashion, but just, in general. Virgil, he passed away, 41 years old, dealing with cancer privately for 2 years. And we know what he's contributed to the culture, how he's changed the culture, how he's shifted, how he's, put himself in positions in boardrooms with LVMH and, with Kanye, with Drake. So, I'm sure you're a fan of him. You've brought product. You've, been to some of his parties when he's DJ'd. Just an overall good man, and it's unfortunate that this has happened. We didn't know. I didn't know specifically he was dealing with cancer, but not only yet. I don't think anybody knows.
Like Chadwick Boseman.
Yes.
Same.
Caught me so off guard.
Yeah, and Chad was doing all these movies,
And we didn't know.
and he's doing all these lines. He's doing all these, all this work under those conditions. So, I say all that to say, rest in peace to Virgil. I also say that to black men out there.
Talk to him.
Check yourself. Check up on yourself. Check your health, mentally and physically, because these things come for us quickly. And unfortunately, sometimes we don't take care of ourselves. And I can speak to that. We deal with a lot of shit, but these things are happening too quick, too rapidly, too consistently. So I don't want to see any of our, kings that are coming up that are providing, shit to the culture and making a difference, pass too soon. So mentally, please, physically, please. And cancer, fuck cancer. My mother died from cancer 2 years ago, and that shit, this hits me a little bit differently. And it sucks. And it's around the holidays,
Honestly,
so it's just.
To be honest with you, I thought it was one of those
Spoofs.
I didn't think it was real
Yeah.
because I saw somebody said rest easy, and I was like, Virgil, like the fuck? I know he didn't get shot up. Like what happened?
Yeah, I woke up and I was just
I knew it wasn't like.
I'm like, of all people, him?
We were recording
It had to be
yesterday,
like
and Bridget got a text message.
It had to be like a Final Destination shit.
that I thought it was a
because-
car accident or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
That's what I
Some-
thought.
for sure.
I was like, this has to be like a Final Destination shit where something happened.
Yeah.
I mean, it almost felt like
And then-
when Kobe passed.
I don't know, like the energy is different.
It's
you know,
weird.
Think shit that happened with Dolph a couple weeks ago.
That too.
In his own city.
And the fact that we had Key Glock.
Yeah,
2 weeks
we had Key
before
Glock
that.
2 weeks before that.
Key Glock was right here. We were talking about life.
Yeah.
And now I feel like that interview just meant more than
I
what
think that
we
he was
knew
saying a
at the
lot. He was
time,
saying a lot without saying
without
it.
saying it. 'Cause he's a street guy. Yeah.
But it's unfortunate, and it's the holidays, so it's just like I feel like there's always like a cloud over people's heads during the holidays. We talked about this earlier, the seasonal depression, and like this happens, and people are celebrating death anniversaries, birthday, like it's just a lot, So
But also to see that it was only a 2-year battle, I think that something in terms of specifically the black community, not only with men but with women, we fear the results of going to the doctor and them telling us something is wrong.
Yeah.
We don't
So we
want to
just
know
avoid
that we're on a ticking time clock
Right.
for our life.
Right.
A lot of us don't think of death. We just want to live life
I'm
and do
not
what
gonna
we need
hold
to
you,
do.
Mandii. I don't like getting certain shit checked out.
But that's
like,
not.
I haven't had like a
But no,
mammogram.
but
So,
that-
so,
but
so,
that's
so
not-
let me
but that's
so
what
let me
she's
tell
saying.
you
That's
that.
what she's
No,
saying.
no,
in
and I'm
your
telling her to her
experience-
point.
But my best friend, my third podcast, by the way, has to do with feminine hygiene and feminine health.
Yeah.
And through hearing the stories of women thinking things were just normal for so long, my best friend this time last year was like, I have a sharp pain in my breast. And I was like, I won't talk to you unless you go get checked, because she didn't want to assume it. She was like, it'll go away. Maybe it's like heartburn.
That's
or
how I
something.
am.
Yeah,
That's how I
but
am.
let
I'm
me
like,
tell, but let me
oh,
tell you.
hold on.
She's telling you
but
why
let me
that's
tell
not,
you.
that's not
No,
good.
I said
know,
all of
I
these
understand
stories
that,
I hear from
but-
women, I said, eradicated. Go to the doctor, because I won't talk to you until you go to the doctor. She went to the doctor, and literally a week after Thanksgiving, diagnosed with stage 2 cancer.
Breast cancer?
Breast cancer. 35 years old.
I don't go to the
Had
doctor.
to go through, had a double mastectomy, implants, double implants, then had to go through aggressive chemo. Mind you, at 35, through chemo, they were like, you should probably go ahead and save your eggs, because now fuck whatever family planning you thought you were going to have. That's not going to be an option. And now she has 5 years. Thank God she beat it. But literally, they told her, had you waited 6 months longer, I don't know if we would be having the same conversation. And so for the women listening and the men, I understand. And I'm getting my yearly as well, even to check on fertility.
Yearly?
Well,
I don't really. This is what I'm saying. I'm so scared of like knowing something's
you're
wrong.
not the only one.
But she's telling you.
You're not the only one.
I know, and
but something like
I want to be that person so that listeners could like. I want to be the person that's like you guys. Like I'm that person. Like I'm scared.
A lot of us are. But
however,
in seeing this, he only battled for 2 years. Literally, my friend was already at stage 2, and they said if you came 6 months later, we don't know what
would have happened. Yeah.
You probably would have been on a clock. And so to see he only battled with it for 2 years, that's where also fuck a seasonal depression. There can be a depression lingering in you having to fight these things alone. And there's a lot of people that are willing to fight it with you. I sat here and was going down with my friend while she was getting her chemo sessions done. We celebrated when she finished chemo. We talk about a village raising children. There is a village in each of us as far as our friendships, our families, and you don't have to go through everything alone.
This podcast does raise these questions and these answers and these conversations. This podcast is supposed to be that, and that's like you said, like I was telling you earlier, like yo, we're in the living room. These are the conversations we have in our living room.
This is what we talk
and
about.
I love the fact that as open as you are, you can go from the sex shit, the sideline, courtside shit, to this shit. You know what I'm saying? And I think people need to understand that. I think people need to respect it. And this is to everybody. Deal with the shit how you deal with the shit. But don't let it get to a point where, like you said, when you go to the doctor and it's too late. Or something happens to you because you didn't acknowledge something. We just got to take care of ourselves.
Skipping a meeting to sleep.
That's literally it. We got to take care of ourselves.
Yep.
The way we deal with emotions, the way we deal with grieving, the way we deal with health, the way we deal with work. We just got to do better. And I'm talking about people of color. We have to take care of ourselves. We're losing too many beautiful icons and beautiful minds because of the health that we didn't take serious, because of the mental health that we let drive ourselves off the fucking cliff. We got to just do a little bit better. And I'm not, trying to preach or whatever the case is. I'm going through it. We're all going through it. Nobody's perfect. But that's why we have these podcasts. That's why we have these conversations. And that's why we have these friends that can articulate and tell us, like, yo, my nigga, you need to go and get checked up. I'm about to not talk to you, Rosy. Mandi, thank you for coming to this show. Thank you for explaining to us how diverse and how beautiful your mind is. Where can they find you, Mandi? What 9 podcasts do you have to promote right now in that camera?
Honestly, I will go ahead and tell you. So on Mondays, you can catch me. I am one half of the Whorible Decisions podcast, where we focus on sex and kink. That is where you will hear everything that makes you uncomfortable and that you have to wear your headphones at work for. My other podcast that drops on Mondays is Period Sis. That is hosted by just me, and I am joined every week by women that share their tales of womanhood. So everything from fertility to fibroids to miscarriages to breast cancer to breastfeeding to anything that you could think of regarding what the journey of womanhood looks like. Nice. I'm joined every week by that. And then on Tuesday, independent as fuck, you could catch me on See the Thing Is Pod, where I am joined by Bridget Kelly.
Bridget!
And
let's have Bridget next
This
week.
is a weekly pod, right? So this is dropping this week.
This
so if you guys enjoyed the fuck out of the Irish McNasty white boy with the ginger hair.
Shout out to Rory.
Rory is actually joining us as our first Friends with Benefits.
All, White Kaz.
Well, White Kaz. White Kaz is joining Bridget and I on See the Thing Is this week.
Nice.
And we really dig into what it's like to have a white Thanksgiving if you ever wanted to know. So check us out there. And again, we do talk. We learned in real time about Virgil's passing. Yeah. And it's just a whole bunch of conversation there. So that's See the Thing Is podcast. And then catch me everywhere at Full Court Pumps.
Rosy?
And with Rosy.
And what are you doing? Like buying more
and
sneakers?
And in my stories. Catch her in my stories. You said what?
I said, what are you doing? Are you good?
I'm great. I have to actually go back to DC where me and Mandi was fucking the streets up last weekend.
It was dope.
I'm going back this weekend, and I'll be there all weekend, actually.
And I might roll.
Chilling.
Oh, you
My birthday's coming up.
Don't nobody care about that. So yes, this has been another episode of Say Less with Kaz, Low, and Rosy. Special guest Mandii.
Thank you
know, we got
guys.
our guy Jake back there handling the screen. Shout out to Embassy Row, always holding us down. You listen, Kaz, man, we miss you, brother.
Ruby.
You know,
Kaz.
Kaz Jazz.
No. It's
Ruby.
Ruby Jade, right?
Ruby is so
I want to be sure I got it right because I mentioned it on my pod. The name is beautiful, but also a head of hair. A head.
Have you seen his wife?
Head.
A head.
you
Yeah,
seen
Jazz,
Kaz's wife?
yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, because I saw her when we did a whole
his wife
NBA
had a
series,
whole head of
watch
hair.
Party.
Yeah.
I met her, but a head of hair.
Yeah,
That
Jazz.
baby gonna have so much hair.
Fatherhood looks very good.
And I know she
Very
know how to
good
do
on
hair,
you.
so it's good.
He looks stressed already.
He do. He ain't getting no sleep.
Yo, listen, man. Fatherhood looks good on you, Kaz. We miss you. We can't wait for you to come back to the set.
Hold on, I
Shout out
gotta take a
Kaz.
picture of this. I gotta take a picture of Kaz.
But again,
hold on.
Mandii, thank you for coming and drinking
Thank
with
you,
us and
love.
having some and talking some real shit.
I love
Very
you,
proud of
Mandii.
you.
Thank you.
Very proud of
No,
what you're
thank you.
doing
Thank you,
and how much
guys.
fun you're having.
Thank
and
you.
the success looks very good on you.
Thank you.
Like we always do it this time. Stay free, stay safe, and always
Say less. Oh, you getting good at this shit.
Oh, that's right.
What's up, y'all? This is Kaz.
Lowkey.
Rosy.
Thank you for checking out the Say Less podcast.
Don't forget to check out every new episode on Monday on YouTube.
And do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Mother